What's good, brothers and sisters? Divine children of the light. Well, not the light. Divine children of source, because light and darkness, polarity, relevant and not relevant, ultimately divinity. What up? How y'all doing out there? As always, I do hope all has been well with you since our last encounter. Do forgive me. Your messages, I've been sitting on them for a while. I've had this message on my mind pretty much since this full moon cycle started. Should have been did it, but issues with the memory. Still dealing with that. Because, bro, if we ain't taking pictures of something, we are downloading pictures from online. If we ain't doing that, we are doing a message. And that takes up a great deal of my memory. Eventually we'll figure out how all that shit work and try to still do all of that and still be able to effortlessly do the messages. That was a side note, but yeah, due to the whole memory thing, it took a little longer for me to get this message out. And also timing. I got some other shit going on right now. I have to make time to do this, and I don't like the idea of doing that because this is actually who I am. Like, these messages takes priority over everything else within life. But at the same time, I do need a roof over my head. At some point, I tried the whole path of not giving a fuck about a roof over my head and just doing what it do. I still do that, but weighing out the pros and the cons to doing that and the experiences that came with that path, I simply realized that the message will be better delivered once I'm in my sanctuary. So in the midst of trying to create that sanctuary, some of my time is being utilized, or some of my energy and resources is being utilized to create a sanctuary for myself. Again, side note, but in taking the necessary actions and steps to create the resource, or to create that sanctuary, the messages is going to be delivered late. And do forgive me, as I said, in due time, everything will be done accordingly. But living in 3D, you have to do 3D things as opposed to not in 3D, because as spirit, I don't need none of this whole bullshit. But we'll play by the whole man's law says you have to pay for everything that is free, that is given to him for free, yet he has to pay for it, even though the secret trust fund do cover all of that. But another day. Your message, brothers and sisters, as I was speaking earlier, it came to mind when the whole full moon cycle started. Me personally, I just notice a pattern, or I notice a pattern in everything. But with this specific pattern that evolves the moon cycle, lately, I've just been noticing that every time the moon is about to reveal itself from its crescent state, I'm going to just go from the crescent moon to the half moon to the full moon. Every time that whole process is about to take place, out of nowhere, all these bullshit creators come out of their caves, come out of their hut, come out of their shell, come out of their cages, wherever the fuck they reside. Whenever the crescent moon is out, the half moon is out, the full moon is out, I just notice these bullshit creators. And when I say bullshit creators, I'm talking about these motherfuckers that don't know nothing about nothing. And when I say don't know nothing about nothing, I simply mean that these motherfuckers, they were manipulated to a sense. And when I say manipulated to a sense, I mean, here is a idiot, excuse the bluntness of the word, bro. They're words. They're idiots. And when I say idiots, I simply mean that this was a damaged, wounded soul that was living in this state of depression, fear, anxiety, guilt, shame. They were in this low vibrational state, and someone that knew occult knowledge, and they too were in that low vibrational state, but they have played with the whole dark side of things for such a long time. They have proclaimed themselves to know a thing or two about something that is nothing. But this individual that proclaimed themselves to be at some spiritual awareness sees this wounded soul and decides to impart their wisdom and their knowledge upon them. Bullshit creator. One bullshit creator trying to teach another bullshit creator, both functioning out of trauma. What do I mean by trauma? Again, as I've said, both these motherfuckers, they're wounded. Somebody manipulated them and imparted upon them wisdom that they were, one, not ready to receive. On a mental level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, and definitely on a physical level. See, when it comes to occult teachings, back in the day, our ancestors, they protected these wisdoms and teachings and hidden messages or hidden knowledges until, or let me say, they gate-kept those knowledge and wisdom until the soul was spiritually ready, mentally ready, emotionally ready, and physically ready before they could even begin the initiation to receive those teachings, those knowledge, those wisdom. And before they could even be in that position to receive those messages, they had to be tested, hence the initiation. They had to be tested. What will you do if this wisdom is given to you? That was the ultimate solution, because these occult teachings, they have within it the ability to dilute the soul, to either expand it or shrink it. And when I say shrink it, I just mean that these wisdom has within it to either birth the soul within the body or awaken the idiotic ego to a super ego. So before our ancestors could impart such occult teachings to their children, they had to prove themselves worthy. Nowadays, thanks to social media, thanks to these secret societies, thanks to idiots that read books and they think automatically everything that's in the book they could just go ahead and do it without no consequence, thanks to stupid people, you have individuals within the collective in positions of knowledge that they're not ready for. Going back to the whole full moon thing that I spoke of, the crescent moon, the half moon, and why I'm referring to these motherfuckers as bullshit creator. Every time those different stages of the moon reveals itself, for some strange reason, I just have different dreams, visions. They just happen. Sometimes I'm seeing what the fuck is being done. Other times I'm just receiving, or it's pretty much always I'm receiving insight as to what is happening within the reality. And from what I see are these bullshit creators playing with magic or energy that they are not prepared to handle. Hence the term bullshit creators. And most of the time, as we all awaken to our light, we are now beginning to see that it is those with the brightest light that are targeted within the reality by these bullshit creators. Because again, you shine too bright. I don't like the fact that you shine too bright. I envy the fact that you shine too bright. So you know what? Doing this full moon or this crescent moon or this half moon, I'm going to follow the instruction that I received from this book, or follow the instruction that I received from one of these witches online that put their secrets out there. I am going to follow the instruction of this sacred society that I'm in, and I'm going to cast a spell on you because your light shine too bright. I am going to create a curse and I'm going to throw it your way. I'm going to use my evil eye and I am going to project a negative energetic vibration towards you and your life. I am going to do something spiteful underneath this full moon, this half moon, this crescent moon. Why? Because I have been ignorantly taught that if I do these things during these times of the moon cycle, the energy within them is amplified and it has within them the ability to affect you even more than normal, as opposed to, just an average day. So how do you know that? Well, as I've said, my secret society friends, they told me this. That's the ones that are in their secret society. I read it in a book. That's the one that read books and they get this information. They just go off of, oh, so if I do this during the full moon, that's what's going to happen. I'm there. And then social media, these geniuses out here now, not understanding again Certain souls are not ready for certain information. If they receive it too early, it will destroy them mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I'll give you an example. There's a few souls I have came across who have shared with me that in their experience when it comes to opening their third eye, they say they came across well, I'm gonna speak with a young man that literally he shared this with me. He said, I was fucking with this older woman. She was into the whole occult thing, and she opened up my third eye. She guided me to open my third eye. Now, I didn't know nothing about it or nothing like that, but after she did this, I started seeing things. I started seeing scary things, and I just started to see things that made me afraid. That's just one example, but we will stick with that example. Even something as simple as that. Well, opening your third eye is not simple, but I'm gonna just use that word. Even something as basic as that, opening the third eye. Even though you have the wisdom to do that for somebody, does that give you the right to do it? Do you know the consequences of your action when it comes to doing something for an individual who is not ready for it? Do you know what happens when you force a soul to awaken to things that they're not ready to perceive within their reality? Do you know what happens to their psyche? The answer is no, which is why you, to me, are a bullshit creator. Because if you truly was a actual creator, you will understand that you do not mess with another being's reality. That being that resides within the soul, they know the time and the place, and they know how shit is going to play out for things to happen for them. That being residing within the body knows exactly the time and place that their third eye was to open, but due to you and your ego taking over, thinking that you have a young man, that now he is under your wings looking to you for guidance, and you forcing his third eye to open when he is not ready for that to open, now you have fucked up the whole course that being within the body had charted out for itself. Y'all gotta stop with this bullshit. These secret societies, now some of them, they have said that, well, we can't really reveal things to you, one, until you become a part of our group. How do you become a part of our group? You have to do some heinous things. You have to pledge fealty. Some of them, you have to give us your firstborn child, and shit like that. But even with that level of commitment from the individual, it still does not give you the right to give information to an individual who is not ready for it. And due to your actions in this world where you have seeded these occult teachings in individual who are emotionally wounded, who feels as though just because an individual gets more attention than them, and now gives them the right to wait for a full moon, a crescent moon, or a half moon to go create some kind of spell to attack that person because they got more attention than them, is why you have so much fucked up chaotic spirits roaming the face of this earth. Did you get that? Did you get that? You don't understand what you're dealing with in this life. Let me quote the Bible. I'm probably not going to quote that bitch right because little by little all their bullshit is starting to fall away. But one of the things that is in there says we're not dealing with flesh and blood, but principalities. And one of you Christians asses out there, do me a favor and fill in the blanks. We're not battling against flesh and blood, but with principalities, bro, whatever. Y'all Christians out there, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. The point I'm trying to make is the things that you see in the physical, bro, that is but, I'm gonna probably put it at a 0.5, no. Let's just put it at 0.5% of 99, whatever 0.5% of 5 of 100% is. What you see in the physical is so limited when it comes to creation that if you truly understood, a lot of the things that is actually taking place is done on the invisible plane or spiritual plane. We battle not with flesh and blood. You don't understand. Your very mind, those thoughts that you're thinking, they are giving life to energies. So you ask this out there that, you just hear shit and you run with it. The whole full moon thing, the reason why I'm even talking about this is because around the full moon, around the crescent moon, around the half moon, my reality, it just becomes so, to a certain degree, chaotic, because as I've said, it's like all these bullshit creators, all these bullshit witches and warlock, that's when they come out of their fucking cages and decides to start throwing a bunch of magic at a nigga. For what? I don't know. I'm in a reality where I ain't worried about no fucking body but myself. I wake up in the morning, my focus is my Lord, my God that resides within me, and myself. And it is not from a selfish, egotistical place. It is from a place of self-love. Self-love in the sense of all my life, I focused on everybody. It is just the past couple of years I have awakening and realized that, bro, you focus on everybody and you left yourself out. And because you left yourself out, you have been causing so much harm to yourself because you had this wound of abandonment, and because you didn't take the time to sit with it and heal it, you needed to people please everybody, so you always self-sacrifice to the degree that you hurt yourself. So now that I'm learning how to heal myself and learning how to love myself, I focus on myself. And by me doing this, it is as if I have created the greatest abomination known to man, because I choose to love me, focus on me. I choose to respect me. I choose to care about my well-being. I choose to mind my own fucking business. Whatever the fuck I'm dealing with, I handle it on my own. Whatever situation I find myself in, I'm dealing with it on my own. I'm not going to nobody begging them, help me, help me, help me. I don't go to nobody. I go to my God. I sit with my God. I talk with my God. We exchange, okay, do we know the problem? Here's some solutions that you need to put into place. Everything that you didn't realize about man and all his bullshit, okay, that's him, but leave him in his world. I need you to focus on you and get your shit together. And by me having that state of mind, by me having that awareness of myself, to now stop chasing everybody for whatever the fucking insane reason I had in my mind to think that I needed other people to make me happy, and now realizing my happiness has always been me, myself, and I. Can't nobody make me happy but me. You could try, but bitch, at the end of the day, you could get up and switch up on me just like everybody else had switched up on me and disappear. And now none of them ain't around, but yet I have my peace. I have my joy. I have my happiness. I have my self-love. And it is in finding this self-love, again, as I've said, it's like I have created the ultimate abomination to man and his world. So every moon cycle, I'm faced with bullshit creator and their evil eye and their spells and their hexes. And in my sleep state, sometimes I'm sitting there watching them do this shit. And then I wake up, I'm like, oh damn, so that's what the fuck the nigga wanted for me? That's what the fuck that bitch wanted for me? And then the evil eye is so much of it that there came some time where my eye actually just kept twitching. And I'm sitting here like, wait. This shit can't be this serious, but apparently it is. Like, Father, I'm not doing nothing to these people in this fucking reality. Bro, these niggas, they got everything. Everything that man told them that is valuable. They have it all. But here, your son, he ain't got shit. The only thing he got is you. Your son is living in a fucking closet, and all the shit that these motherfuckers got, that your son ain't got. But when your son step outside, it is as if to a certain degree, how do I put it? It is as if these motherfuckers know on an unconscious level that what they got cannot amount to the shit that he got. Why? Because they value material things. Your son doesn't give a fuck about material shit. He understands that yes, he needs material things. He uses material things. Material things do not use him. They, on the other hand, they allow material things to use them. That's one difference between you and them. The second difference, when you step outside, they know they have to do things to get notice. You ain't got to do shit. You step outside, it's like, well, anywhere you are, it's like the spotlight is on you, but you don't give a fuck about that. But these egotistical motherfuckers, that's what they care about. That's what they have sold themselves out for. That's why they go out and get all of these material things, just so they can get some form of attention, just so they can get some form of notice. It's quite insane, I know, but that's the philosophy of these idiots, of these bullshit creators. And so because of them and their insecurities, you being in this world minding your own business. For those that are like me now, you just in this world minding your own business. You living your life, you focus on you loving your God loving you back. You're just in your wonderful relationship, staying out the way. And yet, crescent moon, full moon, half moon, you are under attack. The good news is simply this. With all the bullshit that they do, you're already aware that number one, no weapon formed against you can or shall ever prosper. These motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they doing. They know nothing about magic. They know nothing about spells. They know nothing about hexes. They know nothing about nothing. The very gods and goddesses that they go to, or I should, let me rephrase that. The very spirits that they go to get whatever magic or spells or hexes done for them, they don't realize that them spirits, they serve you. So now the question becomes, if the spirit that they go to conjure up these spells and dark energy and whatever to throw your way, if they work for you, what is happening when they come to them and ask them to do something to you? That's a good question. It's truly sad. Again, somebody has information that they do not understand, they know nothing about, and they decide to, well, I'm going to act upon it, neglecting the consequence. That's one of the words that we're going to talk about solely in a message one of these days. Consequence. For every action, there's a equal consequence. So you go and attack somebody energetically, spiritually, through your words, through your thoughts, through your evil intent, through your envy and your greed. You go and you attack them. Again, as I said, failing to realize that the very spirit that you're using, them niggas work for him. What happens? Everything that you intended towards that motherfucker that those spirit obey and bow down to comes right back to you. Imagine, if you will, a human being on the earth trying to throw a stone at the sun. That's what you're dealing with. They said there are some souls in this reality that you do not fuck with. Why? Because you don't know who protects them in the spiritual realm. 1, 2, you don't know who they are in the spiritual realm. You seem to think, these bullshit creators now, y'all seem to think that what you see in the flesh is all there is. And you wonder why the fuck I'm referring to you as a bullshit creator. If you truly knew about your shit, you would not judge a person solely by the flesh they're in. No, I'm not even going to say to a certain degree. I mean, energetically, some people could feel, some people have that common sense that when they see somebody and they could just know on an energetic level that, I thought about doing that, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to do that, because that motherfucker right there, there's a certain energy that I feel from him that is just telling me, don't. Now, here's a twist of what I just said. There are some people who have that ability to tap into that whole part of that individual where it's like, I wanted to send that negativity towards him. Don't. And they get the message, but some of them are still stupid enough to say, I'm still going to do it, even after they got the clear warning. Bullshit creator. There are many people within the reality. I'm going to speak for myself solely. I know there are many within the reality that got clear warnings where it's like, I didn't need to say shit. My energy doesn't, or anything that I do nowadays, it's all energy about me. My energy speaks for me without me even speaking. Some people, they come across a nigga, they just know that, bro, I don't know what it is. There's just something about you. I don't know how to explain it. There's just something about, there are some people that have come up and just simply said this, and those are the ones that are genuine in their living. They see beyond the vessel. They've come up and just simply said, bro, I don't know what it is about you, but there's just something about you. And me, my business is my business. I'm not about to tell you, oh good, so you peep what it is that's going on. No, we ain't doing all of that. Well, whatever it is that you saw, cool, thank you for acknowledging it, deuce. But there are the other ones that peep it. Or all my life, there have been many who have peeped the fact that there is something about you, something different, something not of this world.